What's the crack, lads and lassies? It is your boy NightRed91 back again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be getting rid of this Mickey Mouse shed and replacing it with the shed of my dreams. I went ahead and converted a normal steel shed into something that is nearly like a motorcycle studio. As you can see here, this shed was completely useless. It was a 1x1 or 2x2 and you couldn't fit even a Grom inside. So this summer, I finally pulled the trigger and got rid of this shed. I listed it on Marketplace and within a day, somebody has come and taken the shed. This was the aftermath, an absolute mess. So I got rid of the bushes and I got rid of all the trash in behind the shed as well. Made the area nice and clean for the first step of the project. And the first step was to get a foundation for the shed. So I got a contractor out to dig the foundation, to put in gravel and to also lay the slab. Once the foundation for the slab was down, the next thing was to just wait. The slab needed a week or two in order to cure and make sure that it was strong enough in order to hold up the shed. And once that was the case, I got the guys out to put up the shed that I bought. I got a 4x3 meter shed with a double door. I done this in order to have plenty of space for the bikes when they were going in and out of the shed. I went with the goose ring grey colour as well with black accents and a non-drip roof. So as you can see, a nice clear blank slate for turning this into my dream shed. The next thing that had to be done was the contractors came out to put a damp proof membrane on the floor and to pour another slab of concrete essentially inside of the shed for the floor. Again, this had to be let dry over the next couple of days before any work on the inside could commence. Once that was done, the next thing was to order the OSB and insulation. I went with 40mm insulation boards and 9mm thick OSB boards that were 2.4 meters by 1.2 meters and just used ChatGPT to measure everything out. The next thing was to run the wiring. As you can see, there was 2.5mm wiring ran for the sockets and 1.5mm ran for the lights. And then the insulation was used to cover everything up. It was cut, put into place, and then insulation tape used to tape the joins. The side beside the door was left open because that's where the fuse board was going to go. The next step was to get the OSB board up. So that was done. The OSB was cut to size, mounted together, and then mounted to the frame using special fasteners to fasten OSB board into the metal frame. After a couple of days, this was all done, and already inside the shed felt warmer and definitely soundproofed. As you can see here, an extra structure or extra OSB was added in order to have space for the fuse board, and the wiring was ran from the house into the shed as well, and that was 3x6 SWA cable from the inside of the house under the concrete and into the shed. Once that was done, the next step was to fasten all of the OSB boards directly into the metal frame, and then it was time to paint. I went with matte black and just got some fence paint or shed paint in order to paint everything. As you can see from the first coat, the OSB board just absorbed the paint, and in the end it took 5 coats in order to cover everything to a standard that I was happy with. This was the final result. As you can see, I really like the matte black look. It looks like forged carbon fiber, and the vision was slowly coming along. So once everything was painted, the next step was lighting. I went with hex lights. It was a 2.5 meter long hex LED light that I mounted to the metal frame. Couldn't find anything online on how to mount them to a metal frame, so this is how I done it. I just drove the fasteners that you can get with the kit into the metal frame and then hung the lights from that. Once the lights were up, the next big step of the project was getting power into the shed. So I got this fuse board from Amazon for like €40 with all the breakers, and I had an electrician come out and wire everything up. And once that was done, the shed had finally power. I could test the lights, see how it was coming together, and progress on to the next step. I also managed to do my first concrete work in order to patch up the hole that was done in order to run the wire into the shed. So once everything was painted and buttoned up, the last step of the project was to get the floor done. I cleaned the floor, make sure that there was no dust or anything on it, and then the next step was to paint it. So I just got some garage floor paint and painted the floor black in order to preserve the concrete, make sure there's no dust, and just to give a better finish. As you can see here, this could have been left like this, and once it was dry actually, I went ahead and finished the floor with tuff tiles. So I went with black, red, blue and light blue in order to do a stripe like the M Sport colors, and this was the final stage, so enjoy the finished product. So this is what the shed looks like now. I've moved in some shelving units, added in my tools, put up some posters. The next plans for the shed are to get a bike lift and obviously some more tools. The whole project took 4 months to complete, and the most satisfying part was working on the bike with the rain outside, being nice and covered, warm, and just having my own space to work on the bike. So yeah, I hope this inspired you and gave you some ideas for your own shed. And that's going to be it for this video. If you did like, please leave a comment and subscribe. I'll catch you at the next one. Peace.